Hi guys, welcome back to Derbykoi. As you can see, I'm in the bunker. It's actually quite late now. It is, what time is it? Just gone 7 o'clock on the night. So it's actually pitch black outside, so I thought I'd do some recording in here. I haven't had a chance to do much else in the week. So I thought I'd come in there now and just give you a little update. I've had a few people for some time now asking me various questions about certain equipment I've got, so I want to do a little update on a couple of things. Obviously the bunker, I'm here at the moment. I have had a few upgrades this year and changed a few things in the bunker, so I thought it'd be a great opportunity just to briefly go over my upgrades and what I think so far. One major upgrade I suppose I had this year is my Filtro drum filter. Let's move that out of the way a minute, so I can show you that in a little while. Obviously I went from my EasyPod to a drum filter this year, and I've got to say it's been absolutely fantastic. I had a slight issue with the UV on it when I first installed it, wouldn't come on, but for some unknown reason it seems to sort itself out and then it just came on. It's very temperamental, so I don't mess with it, don't touch it off, turn it off or anything, but it does work. Saying that, it's turned itself off at the moment. It does that occasionally for some reason. When it cleans itself, it turns the UV off and that will come back on itself very shortly, so I don't worry about it. But I'm undercover here anyway, so I don't get any issues with green water and stuff like that. The only reason I want the UV on in there really is to help keep the screen clean. When I had the EasyPod, the UV was very rarely on that, and that, I mean, that was only a 15 watt one I had, I think it was, and that was very rarely on. I didn't bother with that because I had no issues, so the only reason this one comes on is to help keep the screen clean, so if it's not on, it doesn't bother me. But the filter itself is absolutely fantastic. Water clarity has been absolutely brilliant since I fitted it in. Obviously maintenance is virtually zero. I still have my upflow to clean. The only one issue I do have with this at the moment, but I will rectify it, is on the front of the Filtro itself there's two inlets, one on either side, a left and a right. Now with my pipework set up here at the moment, which I can't change, I have to use the inlet on the left for the positioning of the filter, and the right hand inlet is capped off. Now unfortunately it is designed to have two inlets. You can have one, doesn't hurt it, but because of that one inlet it gives a little dead spot inside on the dirty side of the water, so you do get a little build up in there sometimes on eating food that sank to the bottom or waste. Don't get a lot in there, so all I do is every few days I just make sure there's nothing to build up in there, is I'll get my siphon and I'll siphon it out. In fact, if I don't know if it will show in there, if I can pick you up, excuse the camera work for a second, if I pick you up here and have a look in there, I don't know if you can actually see, just in the bottom there, it's probably been about 3 days, so just along that bottom edge there's a slight build up down there, I don't know if you can see that at all, of waste. So I do need, if I get you back on here, put that back out again, terrible camera work, I do apologise. So yeah, that is my only concern with that, well, not concern, my only little gripe. But what I am going to do is I think I'm going to get a little air stone, and I've got air constantly running for the moving bed on this side, and it puts air into either tank. So I'm going to put a little T-piece in and a tap, don't need a lot. I'm just going to put a little air stone down that side and it'll keep the water bubbling, and hopefully that should stop any waste to build up there. But like I say, every couple of days I'll just get the siphon and clear that out. But apart from that, that's nothing to do with the filter, because like I say, you've got the two inlets. If you had them both on there, from, you know, you can have it, obviously you'd have it on the bottom drain or on a skimmer even. You could have two inlets for that. That would sort that out and stop all that. But yeah, that's my only little thing on that one. But like I say, I'm hopefully going to sort that out. Secondly, my next upgrade, when I fitted the drum filter, the Filtro drum, I fitted an air source heat pump, the Thermatec air source heat pump. Now I only went for the 4 kilowatts, it's a mini air source heat pump, it's not very big at all, and I had that to replace my diesel heater. Now the diesel heater I was using, absolutely fantastic, loved it, done a great job. I come in here this time of night and it was really toasty and warm in here. Obviously it's not at the moment because my air source heat pump is only heating the water. Now I've got the heater only set to 12 degrees, so it keeps the water at 12, just so I can give them a little bit of food every day, and it keeps them topped up, because especially in this tank they're only little ones, so it helps them through the winter. Don't want it up massively high, so I just want to tick it over so I can still continue to feed. Now when the diesel heater was on, I say it used to heat the room, so the water used to heat up from the ambient temperature. Now the water itself, I think I can't remember exactly, but it was between the 12 and 13 degrees with the diesel heater. That's all I could really get out of it. But that was more than enough for what I was more than happy with it. So I changed to the air source heat pump for a couple of reasons. The main one is cost. Now the diesel heater was using, depends when I put the heater on, if it wasn't that warm, if it was quite warm in the day, it was only on overnight, so I put it on overnight, run it for about 12 hours, something like that, and it was using approximately 2 litres of diesel. If it was on all day, it could be anywhere from 3 to 4 litres of diesel a day. It all depends on ambient temperatures and how cold it went to how hard the heater worked. So at the time obviously I was getting cheaper diesel. I managed to get some cheaper diesel, so really cheap diesel, to be honest, so it wasn't an issue. But moving now, I can't get that anymore. Obviously price of diesel, if I wanted white diesel, you're looking at minimum £1.40 a litre. It depends where you go. And red diesel, you can probably get that for about £1 if you're lucky, if you can find somewhere that you can get it from. But again, you need to buy it, really, if you want to buy that stuff, you need to buy it in bulk, and you've got to store it, so that was an issue as well. Didn't want to be storing any more diesel. It was quite messy trying to fill it up as well, to be honest. So I'd say looking at that, you're looking at, if it was just on a night, it could be approximately, if it was white diesel, £3, £3.20 to run it overnight and turn it off in the day. If I was running it all day, it could be, you know, £4, £5, £6 even a day to run it. So when you're paying full price for it, that cost has soon gone up. So having the air source heat pump, it's been worked out a lot cheaper. Obviously depends on your price of electric that you're with, the company you're with. Now mine, we're now on, what date are we? The 11th of December. Now from just this month alone, for the 11 days, obviously it's been a little bit warmer, but it just get quite cold overnight. The heater has been coming on the night. That has actually cost me in those 11 days approximately £1.30 to keep the water at around 12 degrees. Last month, when I had it running, it was running all month. I turned it on. It's been on for the whole of last month. Obviously, it was quite warm at the start, so it didn't really come on that much. But we had some really cold nights last month. Some days it didn't come on at all, and last month cost me £3. Just tad over £3 for the whole month. So it's a lot cheaper, The heater itself has been running absolutely flawless. It's great. Love the heater. Looks good. Easy to control. It has got the app as well. You can run it off the app. My only gripe about it is to use the app. It's Bluetooth. It doesn't work on a Wi-Fi system, which is really annoying. If those who don't know much about Bluetooth and how that works, it's obviously like your phone uses Bluetooth to connect to various devices, but it's only got a set range unless you have an upgraded transmitter. Now I assume, you know, if it was outside, because they're used for heating little mini pools and little pools up outside, like your spas and things like that, freely, and your little swimming pools outside, it may work for better. But obviously I'm in here at the moment. Now I've got mine set up half and half, so my control unit is actually inside. If you look back at my install video, you'll understand what I mean. So it's obviously going through this, which is clad in tin, which doesn't help, and where the heater is down there, it's actually got to go through the tin, then it's got to go through a wall into the house, into there, wherever I need it. So for me to use it, I have to come pretty close to the back door, which is annoying, to be honest. Yeah, the range on that is not great. When it works and you can control it and you get into all your settings and stuff, it's great. Good little app. You can change all that, or anything you need in there. You can set everything you need if you know what you're looking for. But having it as Bluetooth is an absolute nightmare. Well, not a nightmare. No, can't say nightmare. It's a pain. Wi-Fi would be so much better. Now, I know you can get Bluetooth extenders. You look online, I've researched Bluetooth extenders. Some people call them repeaters, things like that. Now, the only ones I've seen is it comes with you have to plug it into something, like your television. They use them for speakers and cinema sounds and various things. But the only ones I can find is you actually have to plug an actual, it looks like a USB lead with an aerial on it or something, and you actually have to plug it into something to make that Bluetooth extend further. That's not going to work for that because it hasn't got any ports to plug it into. So I don't know if there is anything out there, like you can get Wi-Fi extenders that it's a 3-pin plug with a couple of aerials on. You just plug it in a socket in the house and it extends your Wi-Fi signal from your router to various parts in the house. Like I've got cameras all around and in the bunker. And this one here is connected to the Wi-Fi extender in the house. I don't know if you can actually get a Bluetooth extender in that way, where if you piggyback in a signal. That's all I need. If anybody knows of anything, I'd really appreciate it. If you drop me a comment, or even better, send me an email or a Facebook message, how I can extend the Wi-Fi from the Thermotech air source heat pump to work a lot, just a bit further in the house, so I haven't actually got out of my chair when I'm at home. Ideally, yes, it'd be fantastic if it was Wi-Fi, then I could control that if I'm on holiday or at the shops or whatever else, or when I put the heater, for whatever reason, or just turn it off. You know, I need to be at the house really because it's Bluetooth, but I'd love to extend that range a bit more because it's not a great range when it's the setup the way I've got it. If it wasn't in here, it may be further. If it was more just completely on the outside, that Bluetooth may work a lot better. But because where I am in here and having to go through the tin, it's really cutting that signal down. So if anybody knows of any way of extending that, having a repeater where you just plug something into a socket in the wall and it picks up that signal and piggybacks it to extend it in the house. I don't know how it works. I'm not technically minded like that, but I've been told there's something out there, but nobody can tell me what. So if anybody knows, I'd really appreciate it. Fantastic. My only other upgrade in here really was my newest upgrade. It's from Kactoily. Now they sent me that an upgraded version of their water monitor. I've got to say, I love it. I really do like it. It comes with the app, which is Wi-Fi. Good on your Kactoily. It's not Bluetooth. It is Wi-Fi, so you can have the app on your phone, and you can get all your settings and everything else, all your notifications. So you can set your parameters on there. You reckon what you want, and if it goes out of those parameters, you'll get a notification on your phone, in the app, and you get a notification on the phone as well to tell you one of your parameters have changed, whether that's your temperature, your pH, or your salinity, or whatever you got set in there, and the range you've got those set at. Now, as I said, I've got mine set at temperature set at 12 on the heater, so I've set my range on the Kactoily at 10 to 14. So if I get a notification saying it's gone below 10, I know my heater hasn't kicked in. If I get notifications saying my water's gone above 14 at the moment, I know my heater's not turning off and there's an issue. Thankfully, I haven't had any notifications, there's no problems. Same as my salinity, I had it set at minimum at 6, minimum at 0.6, sorry, because I was treating for Costia and I wanted to keep my salt levels at 6. So when it started to drop, because I got my trickle in, as it started to drop, it was notified me so I could add more salt. Now my Costia's sorted, I've removed that and put the minimum to 0, so that's coming out. Same as the temperature, I've got a temperature range you can set in there, and your pH, sorry, not temperature, your pH, I do apologise. So I've got mine set up now, so if I have my pH range drops below a certain level, I get a notification which informs me there's an issue, pH crash or something like that. And the other end, if my pH goes above a certain level, I'll get a notification. It just lets me, obviously pH changes throughout the day, it's different in the morning, it is of a night, and water and feed, everything else, all that changes. So I give that range where I feel comfortable that if it's going to drop, it lets me know, which I'm really happy with that, it really is good. There will be a link in the description down below to the kactoily. If you go to their website using the description down below, using the link in the description down below, it will take you to their website. So, and if you put anything in there in the basket, you'll get the discount. Using that link, you'll get a discount. If you don't, if you go on there and it doesn't put the discount in there or anything, they'll ask you for a discount code. Just write in Derbykoi in the discount code box, and you'll get a discount. Now, I'm not sure how long that discount's going to last for. They did say it's going to be a short period. But get it while you can. I said this in the last video, it's coming up to Christmas. I've had a couple of people comment on the last video or message me to say they're actually looking at one for Christmas, and somebody said they bought the partner one. I'm not going to mention no names, it's still a surprise. So somebody's getting a nice kactoily for Christmas. So yeah, link in the description for that. Yeah, really pleased with that, really good. Look at my last video, I'll explain, it explains a little bit more and show more on the app and everything else. In here itself, I have got a few more upgrades to do this year, things I want to do. I've got more insulation to put in. I had an issue with, I mentioned before about getting some insulation, what I needed, because it wouldn't fit in the car, but it'll all explain it when I, whether it might be the next video that comes out, my next one, just before Christmas. Hopefully I'm going to get it in for that, because it's all sorted now. I've got the insulation this week, so that'll be in the next video and I'll explain more on that. The main pond got more upgrades to do on that this next year. I was hoping to get it done this year. The veg filters took way too long to get done. Obviously I had issues and problems, losing my job and everything else in the past, so everything got put on hold for a while. I was hoping to get it done this year before the winter set in, but I don't think that's going to happen now. So unfortunately that's going to have to be next year. I've got my veg filters to finish. Once the veg filter's done, because I need to change pipe work around, I need to, when I put my filter in, new filter in the bunker, on the main pond, my DVS filter, which is in the shed at the moment, I bought this year, that's to go in on the main pond. Pipe work needs to be changed, so until the veg filter's done, I don't know where pipe work's going to go. So it's a bit, yeah, so, but that's a definite next year job. I'm not going to leave it any longer. I've got to pull my finger out and get it done now. Yeah, so as I said, there will be a video out for before Christmas. The next video after this one might be the last one for Christmas, so that'll be my I'll do some thank yous and people in there for Christmas, and do some Christmas wishes and everything else we normally do at Christmas. Thank everybody so far for commenting and supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it. I'll waffle more on about that in the next one. I think I've waffled enough in this one. I just want to give you a quick update because people have either commented on certain videos or they've messaged me by email, Facebook or whatever, Instagram, TikTok, they've done all them. They messaged me on that and been asking questions about certain things, what I've got, like the filter, the kactoily, the forgot the name of it now, the air source heat pump. Yeah, so I helped people out with that, so I thought, just come on, just give you my thoughts on it, what's happening, how I feel about them, if I think they're any good. So far, I think they're all great. I'm really impressed with it so far. The drum filter's been a godsend, really, especially when I had issues with my knee. It was difficult having to come out, you know, 3-4 times a week, having to clean the filter, having to bend down, get to pipe work and ball valves and everything else. It was when my knee was playing up, it was difficult. But that cut all that out now. All I have to do is I have my upflow filter to do once a week. I give that a flush out once a week now. Yeah, and there's not much maintenance, no other maintenance in here at all. So that saved me a lot, and it'll help on the main pond as well. So yeah, just a brief update. Sorry for waffling. Things just pop into my head sometimes. I'll tell you something though. I do feel sorry for Graham, and I have got to thank Graham. I am going to thank him in a Christmas video, but I've got to thank Graham so much for the editing. He makes me look a hell of a lot better than what I actually put on and record. I do waffle on. I've watched some of the stuff back and I'm thinking, what am I doing? Just things, I'm not scripted in any way. Things just pop into my head, and I've got to talk about that, and I'll talk about that and forget something else, and then that'll pop back in my head again. So if you watch a video and think, what are you going on about? I apologise. Yeah, things just pop in my head. If anybody that creates content on YouTube and does this type of stuff, that I'm sure they'll understand. But yeah, I'll come waffle for England sometime. I really can. I do apologise. So I'm going to stop the waffling and say, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Pop on over to Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. So until the next one, as always, stay safe. I can only speak now. So what the hell's that? Stay safe. Jobs are good.